independent woman who was always on a plane, and a dad of two who just wants a full night's sleep. This is life in your 30s. This is 30 Old, 30 Young.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of 30 Old, 30 Young.
Hello.
This week, we're talking about putting your feet up and getting some relaxation in because it is needed as a 30-year-old and as a ever-aging 30-year-old like Charlotte across the table.
All right.
And you need to relax, otherwise, what does Ferris Bueller say? If you don't stop for a minute to look up, you know, life passes without you thinking about it. That's not the quote at all.
Oh, have you watched the film that's about that? Oh,
Ferris
God.
Bueller.
No, it's one man at the wardrobe where the guy, it's such a good film. I'm really bad at, sorry, I'm like really like going off on point here. We always do that, don't we? Sorry.
There's a guy with a wardrobe.
So, yeah, it's not Witch in the Wardrobe.
Okay, so we've got
Lion Witch in the Wardrobe. It's not that.
of films left.
Okay, so About Time. I think that's what it's called. Have you watched it?
Yeah. His family can time travel.
Yeah, and it's his dad can time travel, and he told his son it's only the guy in the family who can do it.
Okay, sexist.
Yeah, but anyway, so
women can time travel too. You know?
Yeah, we can.
So
have you seen that film? Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh God, yeah. Brie loves that film. I haven't seen it in a while actually, because there's that whole ping pong table scene that just wrecks me.
Yeah.
He gets to spoilers. He gets to a point. This film's from like 2008, but spoilers. He gets to a point where his dad has died.
Yes.
But
no, you can't. You're going to give a spoiler.
Well, I said spoilers. This film's so old.
I know, but
he can't go back in time because if he does, he will change his kid, right? Because his kid's been born in the meantime.
Yeah, please don't spoil the film.
How are you with sad films? Are you a big crier?
Oh, well, do you know what? I don't really watch them. Not so much. See, that's not a sad. That is actually kind of a feel good. I know it gets to the point, and I watched Titanic as well. I must watch some like sad films. But yeah, I'm alright. Yeah, like if something's gonna make me cry, I'll just cry. Like I cry, eat, pray, love. You know, some scenes and that I'm like, whoa.
I'm a big crier. I love a cry. Nothing better than it. I feel sorry for men who can't.
Yeah, and sometimes when it's like putting on a sad song, you sometimes want to be in the moment, don't you?
There's a song called, and I hate the title, it just sounds shit. It just sounds really like gothic and moody. It's called If We Were Vampires. I'm not sure I think it's by someone, but this is a cover that I listened to. It's Noah Kahn and Wesley Schultz, who's the lead singer of Lumineers.
Right.
And Brie played it for me like randomly in the car. She's like, I love this song. And she was like, just give it a listen. I was like, yeah, sure, yeah. And I was bawling my eyes out.
Really?
It is one of the saddest songs.
Wait, send it me to
I'm getting a little
Spotify.
bit choked up now. It's on Spotify, yeah.
Oh, wait, let me have a look. What's it called?
If We Were Vampires.
If We Were Vampires. Have you sent this to me before?
I have, yeah. And I'm glad you take my music recommendations seriously.
I probably did listen to it. I'm sorry, I probably did. Wait. Okay. That's why I said if you sent it to me.
Yeah, what? I probably did. Oh, yeah, the sad song. Yeah, I cried. Yeah.
I'm listening to it tomorrow on the way up to the office. Like, yeah. What?
If We Were Vampires.
If We Were Vampires. I'll listen to it tomorrow.
It's about the idea is that if they were vampires, they could kind of like take their love a little bit less seriously because they'd have their whole lives. They'd have infinite lives together, right?
Yes.
But because they've maybe...
Oh, sorry.
Don't even the opening chord. I'm like,
ugh.
But because they're human, you've got 40 years at most. And kind of like, I'm kind of hoping that I go before you, so I'm not left with any time without you, that kind of thing.
Oh, crikey.
And it's just like, and Brie just played it like on a whim, and it cut me in half.
Why did it cut you in half?
Because it's just the concept of it is so sad about like.
Why do you feel that with Brie? Like worrying, like say 40 years.
Yeah, you theoretically got 40 years together.
That's nothing. Not really when you think about it like that.
Like I'm saying, I'm just going to read the lyrics now because I'm not doing it justice.
Wait, shall I go to the bathroom and get some Kleenex?
It's knowing that this can't go on forever. It's likely one of us will have to spend some days alone. Maybe we'll get 40 years together, but one day I'll be gone, one day you'll be gone.
See, do you know what? That is... Yeah, that is my biggest fear, you know, of like falling so deeply in love with someone and them dying and going. Like, that is my... Honestly, it's like, I don't know why I get so
grief,
scared.
Isn't it? The idea of grief, right?
Yeah, but it's like living without them. Like, they're gone, that's it, they're done.
What is it? What's that?
Imagine.
It's the phrase, isn't it? What is grief if not love persevering, right?
Yeah.
So you got the concept of being terrified of losing someone, but the the pain you're feeling is just the love left over that you don't know where to put it.
Well, that's it.
It's
Yeah.
fucking sad.
It is hard because I think that's the only thing in life. You know, that I can always put a positive spin on everything.
Except
when,
death. That's hard.
When someone's gone, that's it. Like, I can't really put a positive spin on that. Like in the past, I'm like, well, if you get cancer and whatever, you know how
no
you can
feeling pain.
Well, no. Like, say if someone died of cancer or they just died of something, like the only positive spin I could put on it is like, oh well, you know, you understand if someone else has lost someone and what they've gone through. That's literally. But when it comes to death, you just can't do it, can you?
It's not your best work.
You just can't do it, but that's literally the only spin I can put on it to myself. Like,
no,
you
I
know,
think the usual spin is that they're no longer in pain anymore. You know, that's the usual. If someone dies of a horrible disease, that's usually the thing. It's like, at least they're at rest now. At least they're at peace.
Yeah.
That's the only solace you can give to the family.
Yeah.
But my whole thing is, I'm not scared about me dying, to be honest. I'm more scared about what I leave behind. That's my biggest fear. Like leaving the kids, leaving Brie behind. That's the big one.
Yeah.
Don't really give a shit about me. Partly because I have that complete arrogance of man where I feel completely invulnerable and that nothing can happen to me.
That's mad though, isn't it? Because when you think about life,
It's crazy.
literally, when you do think about life, and I've only been feeling like this recently, you think you're not actually going to be here for like long, are you? And that's why I'm so like, I'm 35, like I need to do this, I need to do that, because I know how precious time is, and I want to live a big life. I want to live everything. I want to see it all. And I know there's a reel that literally sounds like that, but that is like who I am.
Well, the whole thing is that now it's how you break it down, right?
Yeah.
So there was a guy, annoyingly I can't remember to credit him, but he was saying like, oh, how often do you see your parents? And this doesn't work for me because obviously I see them every day. But he goes, oh, I see them, you know, I see them Easter Sunday. We have Easter Sunday dinner, and then I have Christmas dinner with them. He goes, oh, so you see them twice a year. He goes, yeah. So he goes, so you're probably going to see them. How old are they? You know, like 60. He goes, you're probably going to see them about 10 more times.
Oh, wow.
Fuck.
That's mad. That is, when you think of it like
I've theoretically
that.
got 40 summers left.
Yeah, that is mad, isn't it?
Obviously, I could have 60 summers. The last 10 are probably going to be abysmal. I'm going to be sweaty and old and saggy. But that is it. 40 summers left. 40 summer holidays with the kids.
Honestly,
obviously not with the kids. They will probably not want me to go on some of them.
I bet they would. Look at Auntie
Me
Tessie and
and
Uncle
Malia.
David. They're away in a minute, aren't
True,
they? But yeah, no, I see what you mean. It's mad, isn't it?
It's how you break it. Obviously, there's a lot of life between that. But when you break it down as that, it's a bit of a panic.
Yeah, I think some people just...
40 Christmases.
And this is another thing. This is like really depressing. I mean, is this going to be a Halloween thing? Like, it's death,
Well, it's
isn't
a bit
it?
spooky.
But the thing is, like, when people die, that's it. Like, you're probably not going to see anyone
Well,
ever
we don't
again.
know.
Because I think all you're going to go is go to have a cup of tea, or I'll pop to go see Auntie Tessie, or I'll pop to go see my friend. Like, but you're not. So for some people live like...
Well,
but when we're dead, we're going to be like up in heaven having a cup of tea together, where that might not actually be the case.
That is some people's thought.
Which is great if you can think that. It's lovely, isn't it? Because then at least
Yeah.
you think, oh, well, if it happens, it's something positive.
Oh, it's the same way. It's like that whole concept that I become very religious when the plane starts to hit heavy turbulence, right? As soon as you think the end might be near, that's when I start praying to something. I'm not necessarily religious day to day, but when I think the end might be near, like when I was flying to honeymoon,
Yeah.
I've always said to Brie on every single flight we've been on, look at the
Cabin crew.
cabin crew. That's the one. Look at them. Because people will be panicking on a plane no matter what. You know, someone might be their first flight, whatever. If the cabin crew don't give a shit, you're fine.
Yeah,
However,
true.
on this flight, the guy, we were sat front row, and you know how you get that awkward chair right sat opposite the cabin crew, and he sat down,
God, yeah.
did his
He never prayed.
he did the prayer, and buckled the fuck in. Bree starts wailing. She's having a horrendous time, and I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. He's just scared.
Why? Because you had turbulence.
Well, it was bad turbulence. Like it was,
okay.
you feel like the plane's going to snap in half turbulence. And as soon as the cabin crew sat down, you panic. And I can't play it off for that long. So I was like, it's fine. Then he got up
Yeah.
and just acted like he hadn't just scared the living shit out of us. And maybe he just does it as a bit of a joke.
But I bet he does. I bet he's got a camera on you, you don't even know.
I nearly shit myself. I thought, it's it. That is it. This is the end. Fucked it. Well, mind if it was the flight back, but maybe the flight out, we haven't even got there yet.
I'm like, wee, this is fun, because I've just got so much, the amount of turbulence planes go through, I'm like, this is cool, this is fun. There's nothing's going to happen to me.
That's usually me, but when he's fucking
praying,
doing Hail Marys, I'm fucking panicking.
Honestly. But no, isn't it so funny how we go on that we're going to be talking about downtime and we're on about freaking death?
Yeah, anyway.
This is what happens if you don't have downtime.
That is it, yeah, you stress. So we might as well waste some of that time while watching shitty Netflix series like you did this week.
Is that what you do for your downtime? Is that how you chill?
Yeah, downtime. Brie and I we'll put on a film.
So that is your downtime TV?
That's the downtime. I have a lot of downtime in between work. Like if I'm driving somewhere, I class that as downtime. I don't really class driving as...
Yeah, but you're still like driving, aren't you? You can still sometimes be a bit stressed.
No.
Because your brain's thinking.
No, I'm not that scheduled in. So I'm kind of like, when I get there, I'll get there.
Okay, cool.
So
yeah.
I've not got a meeting or something. It's just, I know if I'm doing well for time, great. If I'm not, it is what it is. And so in the middle of that, that's when I'll be listening to audiobooks, new albums, as always mentioned, and podcasts. Oh, that's kind of downtime. But when we're home and we're together, you don't really sit and listen to a podcast together.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll stick on, like, I think 98% of couples, I reckon, will stick on just a Netflix show or an Amazon Prime show or whatever.
But do you think like Netflix is getting a bit like...
Shite.
Yeah, it's all about like murderers and like weird shit like that.
Oh, that's
why are they doing
always,
that?
because it's just
weird.
It's so consumable because it kind of lets you think, well, fucking hell, at least I'm not that guy.
Yeah, but
at least I'm
find
not
it weird.
experiencing that.
I was literally talking about this last night to my beautician, Jess. Hi, Jess. But we were saying the same. Like, it's just dead weird how they're just throwing loads of stuff out. And her husband was like, well, is this not a bad thing? Or will it get people to actually do the stuff that they're doing on TV?
People have always been obsessed with serial killers.
I'm not. I hate it. I'd rather put on Disney.
The 60s, 70s. The 70s was like the rise of the serial killer. People became fascinated with what makes these people tick. When you'd have your Ted Bundys, your John Wayne Gacy's, and your Ed Gein. Gein? But obviously you had the one end where Ted Bundy, you know about Ted Bundy, right?
No.
Oh, well, that was a weird one. There's a whole thought around him being like, the only reason they made Ted Bundy like this kind of genius in the media is because the police were so shit. And they should have got him a lot earlier than they did. They would just wank at their job. And that's why he got away with it for so long.
What did he do?
He would... So let's say you were in a parking lot.
Yeah, just parking.
Parking lot?
The car park.
Car park. And there's a guy there and he's trying to change his tyre, but one of his arms is broken.
Right.
So you give him a hand to try and change his tyre for him because he can't do it himself. He's struggling with it.
Oh, when he kills you.
And he hits you over the head with the tyre iron, sticks you in the boot, drives off with you.
How fucking weird is that?
And that's what he would do. However, what makes it more weird is everyone wanted to fuck him, right? So he was seen as a sex symbol.
Yeah, but the Mendes brothers were like that.
Well, yeah, and they've really sexed them up for the show as well, because they're not that good looking. These guys in the show are cut, and they are like beautiful men. The Mendes brothers, they're all right, but they weren't like these model-esque boys that you're seeing. And they were boys.
Do you reckon, because Kim Kardashian's going to join in, isn't she? To kind of try and help release them.
Well, because there's the whole...
Which is a bit...
but there's the whole reason... I haven't seen the show. I've heard about the story.
Yeah.
About why it came about. Because what does the show focus on? Does it focus on them just being spoiled brats that wanted the inheritance? What happens?
Well, it shows you different spins of it. So you kind of think, well, what did happen? So I think maybe it's so the viewer can... cast their own opinion, maybe, I don't know, but they did show a bit of like, obviously there was a lot of sexual abuse. They showed them that it was about trying to get the money, and they just hated the parents. It was 3 different things, I think.
Well, I think...
But I was watching it in the background,
okay.
So, but yeah.
But, I mean, the sexual abuse thing...
Like, did that actually happen, or was that just a story?
Well,
then that's hard, like, isn't it?
I think what does them in... Have you finished it?
Yes, but then as everyone else, we're doing the spoilers
spoilers again. Get over it. You're going to forget about it in a week anyway after you've seen it. So I think what does them in the most is that after they kill their parents, they go to a basketball game.
Oh.
Yeah. So it shows a level of like psychotic, because after you kill someone, you should be manic. Like, what the fuck have I done? You shouldn't be able to just go out in public and be normal.
Yeah, so what do you think about that then?
I think I'm always on the side of the victim. I think something happened.
What? So you're on the side of the parents?
No, the pre-victim. They were the victims first.
Right.
The parents. Sorry, yeah, that wasn't clear.
It probably just been maybe, yeah.
So no. I think yeah, they are the most recent victims, but the Menendez brothers, they are adamant, but they brought it up in court as a defense for them. And his dad was involved in some stuff, and they were passed around. You know, there's lots of and obviously it's just their word, but I don't know. When you hear
They-
about all the shit with P. Diddy, you think, is it unrealistic?
No.
Allegedly, with P. Diddy?
No, like, you know, they're definitely, you can tell that there's something's happened because they're not normal. Like, one of the brothers seems like quite shy, and the other, you can tell something's not right. As obviously, it all stems from your childhood, right?
Yeah.
So you can see something isn't right, and maybe that could be it. But they, in part of the Netflix film, they show the dad in another. He was on holiday, was doing something, maybe a business trip, and there was this like prostitute, and it's like, how did they know that happened? His dad was dead, unless it's the guy, the prostitute.
Unless
came
it's
back.
documented.
Yeah, unless he did say this is what he was doing. It was fucked up.
There's been a lot of things that just didn't happen that's in that show. And obviously it's a dramatization, so
Yeah,
you know
of
they have a little
course.
bit. But like, there's a bit at the funeral of the mum. I don't know if they're buried together, but he starts playing a song by Milli Vanilli.
Yeah.
Never
yeah.
happened.
Oh, didn't it?
Didn't happen. So
How do you know?
Like, because people went to the funeral. Didn't happen. He didn't stand there and be like, "This one's for my mum."
Yeah,
And it
because
was
it's really
Milli Vanilli, Dream
weird.
Girl or
Yeah.
something.
It
Like,
was
the fuck?
so that wasn't.
Didn't happen.
See, normally if I watched something like The Crown, I'd be googling in the background.
Yeah, so
Sure.
yeah, you need to do your
But I didn't do that with
Do your
that.
own
It's just a
research,
bit
yeah, of
like,
course.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've kind of got a little bit. I have to wean off some of the, like, the murder stuff
Yeah.
because it just gives me anxiety.
I hate it.
It just
I've
makes me
only-
panic.
I don't normally watch things like that. Like the Mendes brothers, not kind of my scene. Is it called Monsters?
Well,
it's not my
He
scene.
makes loads of them. This Ryan Murphy guy, he makes American
Yeah,
Horror Story.
yeah,
and he did
yeah.
The other ones as well. Like, I think he's the guy who did like the O.J. Simpson trial, and
So it's just quite a few.
so he
there.
does those kind of like big trials. Oh, and
Yeah.
he did the assassination of Gianni Versace. That's
And
him as well.
Dahmer. Was it Dahmer?
Yeah, and he did Dharma,
Yeah,
which
that's
I
it.
turned off. I was like, I don't like this at all. This is just, obviously it's gross because he's
Yeah.
eating people.
Yeah.
But also it's kind of like, but why are we making him,
Yeah.
why
I
are we
see
not
what you
focusing
mean.
on the guys he fucking ate
Yeah.
rather than, oh, look at him. How weird is he? How weird is he that
Yeah.
he's eating people? Ooh.
I just don't like it. I just like sometimes I just delete Netflix because there's so much crap on there. But then there is something good, like I watched. Oh god, I really need to make a note of things because it just slips from
You
my
watched
mind.
the
The Love one, I love it.
what? Oh, Love, the show Love.
No, it was not. It's called Nobody Wants This. Oh my god,
Oh, fuck.
that's it. It came to me. But that's
Very meta.
You need to watch that. It's so
I think
good.
Breeze watched it. I do
Yeah, I
need to
bet she
watch it.
has.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not saying I'm really highbrow with my TV shows at the minute, but I have been into the award season stuff. That's kind of what I've been, and this is what I talked to you about.
Yeah, but is that was an award? No, because do you mean the top 10 like that comes up on Netflix?
no, that's bullshit. That's just made they
How
churn
many
the same
clicks?
stuff to you. They know that you will probably lap it up,
Yeah.
and because oftentimes I'll find myself just going across that top 10 list. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? There's loads of stuff on here, and I'm watching
Yeah.
what they've just put out.
I do think Nobody Wants This is so good though, because honestly, he is the type of guy I would love. Like, he is the perfect guy.
Was it Adam Brody?
I don't know his name, but it's just,
Was he from the OC?
he's just very good. And if you go on the things that people are rating about it, it's like, that's how a guy should be, like this girl's trying to push him away and he's like, just stop trying to push me away. And he kind of comes around, he's very mature of how he is, and he's, honestly, it is.
But no means no. The girl's pushing him away, and
Yeah,
he's
but
like, no,
it's
don't.
because she's scared, and he's just like, you're just doing it because you're scared. And they work through things. Like, she's very open, and he doesn't like shout down at her. He's just like, let's chat about it, let's work through it. Like, I think she found a box that had his ex-girlfriend's bits in it, like cars that he sent and stuff.
Okay.
And she saw it. She was,
Keepsake.
yeah, she was going to be like, oh, and he was like, look, I'll send it back to her, and then that's it. He was just a perfect guy. He is my dream guy. Love him.
He sounds a little bit.
He's a bit too good to be true.
He sounds like the guy from You.
Oh no, he's not weird. No, he's not.
He
a
just sounds
murderer.
like that. He had
You
little
need to
keepsakes.
watch it, Jay. You need to watch it.
No, I know,
honestly.
I know
I'm
it's
not
not
doing
like
this
that.
justice right now.
It's not
Probably
that kind of thing.
I should have probably thought about what I was going to say.
He's the
about
perfect
it.
man. She said no, and he was like, yeah.
It was brilliant. No, yeah, I can't put it, but if you've watched it, you know what I mean.
Okay. I mean, I'll give it a go. I mean, often I'll run out of stuff, but this is the weird thing that's happened at the minute. Obviously, it's not that weird that I've watched Shogun. Don't know if you've heard of
No.
it. 1600s Japan. I don't think it's a bit of you. Very good show, right? Lead guy in it, well, not the lead guy, but the English guy who crash lands, Cosmo Jarvis, right? Born
Yeah.
1st of September.
That's your birthday.
That's my birthday. I then finished Shogun, I hear about this show called Slip, which is Zoe Lister-Jones.
Yeah.
And she basically, spoilers, she's in a loveless, boring, monotonous marriage, and she cheats on her husband. She then wakes up the following morning married to the guy she cheated with, and she's had a whole different life. She's on a whole new timeline. Then she then has sex with someone else, whole new timeline. And basically she realised that her vagina is a wormhole, right? And she's being transported to different dimensions through her vagina. Born 1st of September. How fucking weird's that? The lead people in the two random shows I just decided to watch. Shogun's not random because everyone's watched it and everyone's like...
But what do you reckon that's for? Because I'm a big believer of
I don't know.
these weird things happening.
Well, because it happened at the bloody Black Country Museum.
Oh.
I went there, I did the fortune teller thing.
Yeah.
It said injury. And then I fucking dislocated my shoulder. I don't like it.
Oh my God.
I'm not going on that machine again.
Honestly, I get so many signs.
I'm happy it was me that got injured. Fine.
I literally get so many signs all the time. Like, woo, woo.
So if I put on another TV show and someone's born 1st September, I don't know. I'm going to go to the casino and bet on 1 and 9.
That is dead on, isn't it?
It probably means nothing. And the chance of you having the same birthday as someone is like 1 in 26 or something.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Both of them did.
Yeah.
But it's like when we missed the train. Well, we didn't miss the train. We were on the train, but obviously that happened when we were going down to Brewdog. And I was like, 11:11 is sign. And we got off the train, and then it was 11:11 in the taxi. I was like, it's Lord. Like, honestly, sometimes I say it to my friends, they're like, Charlotte, for God's sake.
You're trying to find them.
Honestly,
they're
they're like, but I truly do believe in it. I really do.
What happened the other... Okay, it just feels very Truman Show at the minute for me. Have you seen the Truman Show?
No, sorry.
Okay. Truman Show, spoilers, is about a guy who grows up in like a small town, doesn't realise that his whole life has been televised and everyone around the world has been watching him since he was born.
Oh my God.
And it's a dark comedy.
Yeah.
It's comedy, and he kind of has a breakdown because everything about it's a lie. His wife's a lie, his best friend's a lie, everything. So it's feeling very Truman Show at the minute because I just got a Milwaukee Bucks jersey, right? I just bought one, and they're a team based in Wisconsin, right? Basketball team. Bree was watching Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, which is in Utah.
Yeah.
Fucking miles away. I get this jersey. Yeah. A new season of Salt Lake City comes out. Bree's watching it.
Yeah.
And suddenly, for some reason, they've gone on a trip to see the Milwaukee Bucks play. And I just get the jersey that day in the post. They've gone 4 states over for an episode.
That's weird.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah, but when this happened,
like, that's fucking weird.
But when this happened, what did you think?
I was like, what the fuck? What do you mean? I've never seen them go to a sporting event. I've never seen them leave the state. They always go to like Aspen. They go to Colorado or something. They go, it's 1 state over.
Yeah.
But they fucked off to Milwaukee.
It's dead weird. See, sometimes I remember once I was going to a job interview. Like, well, let's turn it back a bit more. One day I was going through like really bad time in my career where shit happens, but it had to happen for me to understand the next part of where I wanted to go in life. But
such a positive spirit.
When I was going, no, but it's so true. But when I was going through that, I had so many different signs. Like I was going to like something within work, like a meeting, I was dreading it, and I saw 2 birds. I was like, do you know what? It's actually gonna not 2 birds. It was 2 magpies. Mm-hmm. So 1, 2 for joy. Is it magpies?
Yeah, oh, are you like superstitious this type as well? You know all of these. Like,
yeah,
you salute them.
Yeah, but right. Anyway,
I don't know birds well enough.
So I was going, and I was like 2 for joy. I was like, oh, do you know what? This is gonna go well, and it did. And it's like when I went to start my new career, not a career, it was just a new job in this new company. And I remember leaving the office and seeing like loads of white feathers, and I thought, "Oh shit, this is a sign."
That bird's just been hit by a car.
This is what I mean. Like, I just take all these things, and anyway, and then I was driving down the road, and then this white feather drops on my window screen. I'm like, "Oh, this is a sign." And anyway, I ended up getting that job. This was just after the time when I had this really bad part in my old job.
So you got 2 birds, and then you've got.
But I got these feathers, and honestly, that
bird.
job catapulted me like 5-10 years ahead in my life. And I was like, it was a sign to say I reckon it was a sign to say, you're going to get this job, it's all going to be well. And it was. So I just see it as a sign. What else was there? Oh yeah. And like, one day I was driving and I saw a white feather on the seat in my car. I turned, there was a white feather on my seat. I was like, how the fuck did that get there?
What did Maisie kill?
Yeah, fucking dog. But I'm definitely a sign person. It's so weird, but I just bloody love a sign.
Well, you can go out looking for them.
Yeah, but I'm just looking at my seat and there's a white feather. Like,
No,
how did I get there?
It's like that Peter Kay joke, or is it where he goes,
What is it?
the guy like loves Watsits or something like that, and he dies, and when they're lowering the casket, a pack of Watsits
There you
blows across
go.
his grave.
That's just...
No, that would freak the fuck out. It would.
See, that's the weird thing. Like, I was seeing on the news. Yeah, I was seeing on the news the other day. This girl was filming, like, dancing on the
just
street.
in Georgia.
And she dies. Literally. She has no idea that in, like, 10 minutes she's going to be dead.
Can we talk about how
Fuck my life.
Why do they organise it? Not, what I'm blaming Tbilisi, the Czech capital of Georgia. That's where she died.
Yeah.
Because their underground's not fucking marked off.
Bonkers.
It's just open.
Yeah, no, there's a small little wall. A little bit.
Small wall.
Like, I think it comes up to, like, below your knee, isn't it? It's that
Well, a kid will
small.
still go over that.
That is crazy, isn't it?
A curb. If you're walking
Yeah.
backwards, you step up a curb.
But how mad, right? She didn't even
What's
know
a
in 10
barrier
minutes
up?
she was going to die. And then there was another girl who died. She fell from a balcony in Ibiza, died. But on her Instagram, I'm really bad. I had a look on her Instagram. But she had a photo on another holiday on a balcony saying something like, "Oh, just to let you all know I am alive and well." And I was like, this is fucking weird. And she died off a balcony.
I saw a guy who died in a car crash the other day.
You
And he
did?
was- No. I saw there was like loads of posts being like, and I'd say the other day, it's probably like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And some guy had died and he was really young. I think he was like 19.
Yeah.
And it had, everyone was sharing him like RIP mate and all that lot. And his bio on Facebook was live fast, die young.
Fuck my
Fuck's sake.
life. That is weird, isn't it?
That's living to your motto, but that's fucking nuts.
That is. Sometimes I do get
That
worried.
terrifies me.
Sometimes I do worry, and I post something saying, "Oh, is this gonna like be the way?" But you just don't know, do you? Like, you have no idea.
Well,
Bit scary. Living my best life on the plane, but oh god, it's turbulence.
that's it. That's it. Fuck it out.
Oh god, no way, touch wood, because I'm like getting on a plane in a couple of days.
The bit, because I've seen so many horror films, but there's like parts in films that aren't horror films that scared me so much more than someone getting their head cut off is whatever. I don't really give a shit. It's expected from a horror film, right?
Right.
You go into a horror film, you expect it. So when you
Yeah.
see something scary in a film, you're not expecting it.
Yeah.
It fucks you up. Die Hard 2, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen it?
Sorry, no.
Right. In Die Hard 2, the baddies
Yeah.
take over a church right next to an airport, and they have a big old scheme to nick a plane with some gold on it or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, and obviously, Bruce Willis is going to come save the day.
Right.
But they're acting like to the priest that's in there. I don't even know if he's a priest. He might just be a caretaker. They're talking to him.
Or caretaker,
Whatever.
yeah.
I can't remember if he was wearing the thing or not.
Yeah.
The collar. But they're talking to him, and the baddies are like pretending to be sorting out the electrics. They've got an electrical
Yeah.
issue, and they're fixing it for him.
Yeah.
And he's just talking to them, and he's being like, I don't know, really nice to them because he doesn't know they're baddies, whatever.
Yeah.
And he goes, I thank you for coming. Like, I love this place. Like, this is where, I'm at my happiest. I could die here.
Oh my god.
And the baddie goes, that's good, and shoots him in the head. And I think about that weekly.
Do you really? Weekly? Why?
Weekly. That
Why
will
does that come into
blindside me,
your
and I'm like,
head?
that's so sad.
Why does it
That
come
guy's probably still alive and well, and he's absolutely fine. But that really is just like, that is.
Yeah, but it's a film.
I know, but can you imagine just being like, he's just so content.
Do you really worry about that weekly?
It'll pop up about that's sad. I drive a lot. I have a lot of time
Yeah,
to myself.
true.
So
Bit
you have a lot of
reflection
time for like
time.
you like stagnant thoughts to float back to the surface a little bit. So yeah, that'll get me. And there's just so many times where I've been like, fucking hell. And it's in like it's an action film. It's whatever. It's not scary. And well, it's twice in that film actually. Because there's
Right.
another guy, and he just thinks he's in like the army.
Yeah.
And he's on this special ops mission. But it turns out all the other guys in his special ops team are all baddies. He doesn't know about it. And they go, right, we just need to sort out like the dead weight. And he's like, all right, yeah, sure, let's
Yeah.
and they slit his throat. He doesn't know he's the dead weight. He's just
Oh,
thought he was
shit.
part of the army.
Oh,
Dead.
don't! It's actually getting me scared. This is. But have you seen
What's
the tooth?
different?
Have you seen the Tooth Fairy? That's a scary film.
What, The Rock?
I
The Rock
don't
and
know.
Steve
You
Merchant?
might not have actually seen it, but I think it's called the Tooth Fairy or something like that.
The teeth.
But the Tooth Fairy. So when it gets dark, then she'll come and get you, like kill you. So when it's light, they're fine. So this guy can never be in the dark because when it's dark, that's when she comes. Honestly, that film, I don't.
What's it got to do with his teeth?
Maybe because Tooth Fairy comes at night time.
Probably so
Oh
does
no, I
Santa.
think I've not seen it for a few years, but I think the kids in the village used to call her the Tooth Fairy because they used to give her the teeth, and I don't know, but anyway, it was called the Tooth Fairy, and
I need to look at it. I've never heard of that.
It really scares me.
It makes sense. They always do it. They'll always do a really scary. Well, thingies like Brothers Grimm's. They used to be scary as fuck anyway, so they'll always do like a horror version of fairy tales.
Oh, it's
so
just,
what is it? Tooth Fairy.
Yeah, it might not even be called that, but I'm pretty sure
Horror.
it was. And yeah, because horror films
2006 horror movie.
Is it about
a woman's
the night?
spirit haunts the town of Darkness Falls. You can't live in a place where darkness falls and expect to get murdered. As revenge for being lynched by an angry mob many years ago. However, the son of one of her victims returns after a prolonged period to face her. That's like a Hallmark film where someone goes off to the big city and they go back to their small town, except they're going to get murdered by a fairy. Who's in it? No one.
It is really scary though. You know,
Emily
sometimes
Browning's in it.
You know, sometimes, like last night when I came downstairs and it was dark, like literally I get scared. I've got to turn the light on and I think, oh God, you know, it really does scare me. I have to like run upstairs or something.
I used to be shit scared of dark. It's kind of stopped now because I now know I have to be like, I'm a man of the house. I can't be scared of the dark.
When I come downstairs and it's all dark, I think, oh God, what about it? There's a ghost in here.
Well, there'll still be a ghost if it was light.
Yeah, I know,
you
but
wouldn't
you
fucking see him
can't.
either way.
Yeah, that's so true. I'll think about that next time I'm downstairs in the dark.
They do say a lot of like ghost sightings and stuff like that because there's so few ghost sightings these days. It's because we're not bored anymore. We are bored in our own ways, but we're bored watching like Netflix or whatever. Whereas when it was like Victorian times and all you had was like candlelight and, you know, days on end with just books.
Yeah,
you know, you were bored out your fucking mind. You'd start seeing things. You'd start hallucinating.
Well, yeah, but you know my granddad, so they used to have like a foundry and it was like a long drive that he had to walk. And he said he shut everything up and he told all the staff to go home, so no one was there other than him. And he was walking. I think this might have to be a Halloween thing for us because it's a bit scary now.
Everyone is sending their spooky stories.
Yeah, but then he's walking down. He turns around. This man walking by him, and he's like, "You're right." And he's like dressed in something. And doesn't talk to him. And he looks back and he's gone. Like my granddad tells me a story. I always ask him, "Well, we tell me about the ghost story again?" And he was like, "I think that's a ghost."
And I'm about it because he's just seen him, but has he just had a long day?
Yeah, mate. Well, I don't know.
People always going, he was wearing old clothes.
Yeah, but then I know someone else. She was driving.
Riding a penny farthing.
You know that really old pub that's like in the ground a little bit, as if you're going past Duffield Road.
Yeah. The one that looks like it's going to be a lot bigger than it is.
Yeah, it's quite. But just before you go near the jury's. I don't know how to.
Oh shit! No, I'm in a completely different place.
Anyway, there's this really, really, really old pub, and this woman I knew, she was driving to work one day in the early hours of the morning, and she says a small kid just ran out, but it wasn't a kid; it was like a ghost, and she saw it. She could have been tired, but if these things happen, I just like to believe that these things actually happen.
Yeah, no, spooky shit. I mean, when I was, name dropping, traveling Boston again. I was lucky enough. Someone was over there, and they had a townhouse in the center of Boston, which is it was like a 4-story townhouse, and it had its own library. She told me I went up there. I went exploring at night like a fucking knob, and it was empty. But like they had this huge library, like I don't know, 20-foot ceilings, something like that. Like one of the ladders that goes across, so you can get to all the books, like proper, like
what,
Beauty and the
really?
Beast, like a huge room.
Oh my God,
like
incredible.
Chesterfield sofas, incredible, right?
Oh, have you got any pictures of it or not? No.
Probably if I look back on my old flip camera, because this was like 2015. I was doing this, but I got a weird feeling, like a very weird, and like you could smell. There was like a smell in the air.
Old.
But no, but not like,
from the books.
No, that's it. That's what you expect when you walk to a library. You expect the smell of the books, or like it to smell like a charity shop.
So how many books do you reckon they had?
Oh, thousands. Thousands of books. And I didn't even bother looking at one. Because I got the fuck out of there because I got a weird vibe.
Did you?
And I'm not really like a vibey, ghosty, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, contrary to everything I've been saying on this podcast so far. But it turns out there had been a game of Russian roulette in that room where someone had won and someone had lost.
Oh.
So someone had, on the chair that I sat in, that's where some guy had his fucking head blown open.
What? They shot him?
Do you know what Russian roulette is?
No.
Fuck.
Sorry, I just thought it was a game. Well, it is a game, isn't it?
It is a game. It's
Well,
not
so
very-
you play guns and shoot each other's heads?
Right, so what you do is you get a revolver, a 6-chamber revolver. Right?
Oh,
Not
God,
like one
I'm-
chamber, 6-round
Oh,
revolver.
I'm so scared.
You put one bullet in, you spin the chamber, you close it, you put it to your head, and you pull the trigger.
Like, why would you play this
It's a
game?
bit of fun, isn't it?
But do people actually play this game? Is it like an American game, like drinking game or
It's
something?
a
Oh, you know.
sheer insane game, and there's a film called Deer Hunter that revolves a lot around it, no pun intended, right? And he lost. And the guy who owned the house lost this fucking game, blew his head off.
Oh my god!
And it was like back in the 40s, fucking ages ago, but still, the vibe was fucking spooky.
What? So someone died in that library,
Oh,
and you felt it?
I just had
That's something.
Is it like a weird, like, it sounds so fucking stupid, like a
Gosh.
thickness in the air.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a sweat almost.
Yeah.
Like, you know when, like, I don't know,
Fuck.
dogs, you can smell like when a dog's had like a panicked response to something,
Yeah.
like they fucking stink. That's what
Yeah,
it
yeah.
kind of smelled like. Weird. So I got the fuck out of there.
Do you reckon it's energy though? Like,
That's
do you
it.
believe
He's
in
still
that
knocking
energy
about.
and stuff? Yeah.
Still knocking about. Maybe he was pissed off that, you know, he didn't get to spin the gun, another guy did, and he got shot in the head.
God, it's so scary. It's like when you go to church though. When you go in, sometimes you'd be like, "Do you ever get that feeling?" I know you don't go in a church, but
Yeah, like when you go in, you still feel like.
it's something, isn't it? It might be the energy. 'Cause people go to pray and have got the energy out.
Well, you just automatically feel a little bit like you don't feel what's it?
a
Not
bit weird.
sanctimonious. That's the wrong word. I don't feel pure enough to be in there. You know?
You don't feel pure enough.
No, because I don't live the life
Oh,
that
like-
warrants you being. I know churches welcome everybody, but like
Oh, see, I do. I feel like pure. I feel like
you
an
feel
angel.
pure. You're
I'm an angel when I'm in there. I'm like one of the. There should be a statue.
All right. Yeah, they probably would have burnt you at the cross for being single at 35. To be honest, if it was 400 years ago, you were fucked.
Honestly.
But yeah, just weird shit like that. And I do love like a ghost story. Like my friend tells me about this other one. They were sat watching TV,
Yeah.
and there was like 5 of them,
Yeah.
and then someone got up and went to the toilet,
Right.
and then never came back from the toilet.
Yeah. What is actual real life?
Yeah, this happened.
He was there?
in the room. No, so just someone just got up. Like, you know, you're watching
Yeah,
TV,
yeah.
someone just gets up and goes to the toilet. You know,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Or goes to get a drink. You're watching the film.
Gosh. Yeah.
But there were only 5 of them in the room, and there was when that person had gone to the toilet, they all went, like they looked to see who had gone to the toilet, and there was still just the 5 of them in the room. So a 6th person had got up.
Oh my god! And this is who? Wait.
Ah, I hate it. I hate it so much because obviously
What?
it's your memory and your.
What? So that's your friend who was in that room?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
And instead they just got up, and then you just don't think about it. You just whatever.
Oh my word! So that happened.
Nothing.
Wait.
They just like they were just like
Yeah, but if
they
they-
all like came to, and that not came to.
So that's proof then that ghosts are real.
There's so many. I'll
Have you
read
ever had
them.
anything? Have you ever like thought you saw a ghost or anything?
No, I don't. I think I had such an overactive imagination as a kid that I would take whatever had happened, and basically, like if I'd heard about a ghost, I think I could see them, that kind of thing, and I'd start to like
Yeah.
think I could
Yeah,
see
yeah,
them,
yeah,
but you
yeah,
can't.
yeah.
You just
You're
shitting
tricking your
yourself.
brain, isn't it? Yeah.
You're just absolutely pooing it, and you're telling yourself. Because I remember once Holly and I were watching this TV show, and it was Christmas Eve. So I used to sleep on Holly's floor,
Yeah.
so we could get up early and open our presents,
so
open our
cute.
stockings.
Yeah.
And we watched this thing, and this woman was talking about, and I fucking ugh. She was talking about how the door opened at night. And
Oh.
she just said she pulled over the covers, and she was like, "Just get in," because she thought it was one of the kids.
Oh,
And then
for
no one got
fuck's
in.
Sake.
No one got in, and then she like looked at like squinted her eyes, and there was just like a figure blocking the entire door.
Oh, don't. Honestly, I wake up in the middle of the night thinking there's ghosts in my room. I think I see figures all the time, honestly.
Oh.
I know I'm going to be really scared tonight as well.
Oh,
God.
I will give though a little horror recommendation. I know we'll probably jump in like the Halloween stuff next week, but I watched a film called Late Night with the Devil.
Yeah.
And it's basically a 70s late night talk show
Yeah.
where they invite this possessed girl on, and obviously it's all like naysayers and whatever,
Yeah.
and do like a exorcism live on air.
Yeah.
But it's on the basis of being like on a film, on like a TV
Yeah.
set.
Yeah.
And it gave me the fucking like heebie-jeebies.
Well, it was real life.
Nah, it's bollocks.
Oh, it's
but like,
pretend, was
it's
it?
pretend. Like it's from the 70s. Everyone was scared of the devil and all that lot.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it was that kind of thing. So and everyone was like, oh, whatever, it doesn't happen. And all these things start happening
And they're
on
like,
on the set,
shit.
and it's like, oh, and it goes to absolute poo-poo.
See, I had a psychic come to the house once. I was at my mum's house, and I was in the room. They were all in the room next door, and he was doing my reading to me. But we weren't near the table. And at the end of the table, I hear this. Fucking knock at the other end, and he's like, oh, and I'm like, oh my god, who's that? What is that?
What is oh?
But they heard it.
Not now.
Yeah, but they heard it. Yeah, that's what he was like. He was like, oh, like just this guy won't leave me alone. And I'm like, oh, and he was like,
Tell me about it.
and he was like, oh, it's your brother's friend, and he had an accident, he died, and he was like, he's trying to tell your brother that he's okay. And it was dead weird, and there was no one in that room. And how did he know this actually happened about it? And he didn't know me before. So it's weird shit like that. I'm going to be so scared going to bed tonight.
Well, I have to put this ghost stuff to the back of my mind because I live in a 400-year-old cottage.
Oh, God, I couldn't do that.
And I go off the whole paranormal activity mantra.
Yeah.
That the more power you give them, the more powerful they get, right? So if I walk past the stairs and I see a woman, I'm just going to keep walking.
Oh, God,
I'm not going to pay any mind. I'm going to be like, you do you. Like if it's
you do you, honey.
If it's a spider, that's how I'll treat it. Like, mate, you get on with what you're doing.
Oh,
I'm fine.
God.
You're fine. Let's draw a line in this. You haunt those stairs. You're doing a great job. And I'm moving the fuck on. I'm not paying her any attention. And I'll just quietly shit myself in the lounge, right? So that is what... So
do you reckon you could be that cool if you saw a ghost?
I'll fucking poo and scream, and I'll give them all the power they need to murder me. So, I get scared, I get spooked so easily.
But obviously we've got Halloween coming up, and we want to do an episode based around your stories of ghosts. And if any of you have seen them, we're going to get spooky
And even if you're chatting absolute shit, it's probably going to scare us both anyway. And we want to read them, and 'tis the time to get spooked. So send them in, and while you're at it on your phone, give us 5 stars. Why not? Give us a follow if you haven't already. Sometimes, unfollow and then follow again. I don't know what that does to our metrics, but it might help us.
No, don't do that. We want to keep them all.
Okay. I don't know. We're making this up as we go along. So do what you got to do. Tell your friends. Shout from the rooftops. And join us in a couple of weeks with your best Halloween outfit on.
Because we're going to have ours.
Because we're going to have our spookiest.
I mean, mine's probably not going to be great, but...
Mine's going to be fantastic. I'm going to go all in. Of course I am. So, yeah, we will see you next week.
Thanks so much for listening, guys. Ciao.
Thanks for listening. We know time is precious, and we thank you for yours. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.